Dr. Vanita Rattan, and this channel is dedicated to skincare for skin of color. I'm also a cosmetic formulator, and so I like to review brands based on their ingredients and tell you from a science perspective whether or not these brands and products are suitable for skin of color. So I've been asked many times to review Suganda, and so today is the day where we are going through their bestsellers and we are doing a deep dive into their ingredients and investigating whether or not the combination is good for your skin, who should use it, who should avoid it, and any other questions that you might have. So let's get started. So let's start with the first product, which is their Suganda Antioxidant Serum. It's got 10% vitamin C, and I really like the stable water-soluble form of this vitamin C. They've got sodium ascorbate phosphate, and they've also got curcumin, which is a very good antioxidant too. So what they've got right in this formula is a combination of antioxidants. Antioxidants always work better in combination. I might even have added a third antioxidant in there too, because the reason we do this is that we don't want the product to oxidize in the bottle before it actually hits your skin, and that's always the fear, and that's why a mono antioxidant cream or serum is unlikely to be that effective. It's also got another interesting ingredient called Gotu Kola. Now this ingredient really doesn't have much scientific data behind it. It may reduce inflammation, it may increase collagen, but because there's not enough data, we don't know conclusively one way or the other. Downside of this product is that they decided to add fragrance. Now, if you've watched enough of my videos, you will know fragrance is the enemy when it comes to skincare. Fragrance is UV unstable. It breaks down into irritating ingredients, and often you don't even know irritation is happening, and you will find out years later you actually have a delayed allergic reaction. It's the number one cause of contact dermatitis, and it's just, you know, whenever you buy anything, before you spend your hard-earned money, look at that back of the packaging and look for the word fragrance or perfume. In fact, I'll make a whole video on the words that they use to hide that they're putting fragrance into your product. But for me, when it comes to fragrance, if it says that word on it, I would save your money and I would save your skin. It's a shame really, because actually they got the antioxidant bit right. They got that you need to apply multiple antioxidants together. That bit of the formulation was great, but they just let themselves down right at the end. Their next product is niacinamide, and I love this product. Do you know what? If you also watch enough of my videos, you will know that I'm very strict when it comes to my ingredients list, and often I can go through an entire brand and not like a single product. So honestly, when I like a product, I will shout it from the rooftops and I will, you know, tell everyone to go and buy it, because it is a good ingredients list. They put no irritants in it. They put no fragrance in it. It's 10% niacinamide. Niacinamide is a fantastic ingredient. If you go and watch my niacinamide video, I go into a lot of depth about niacinamide. But just so that you know, the key things are it reduces redness, reduces erythema, it reduces your sebum levels if you have oily acne prone skin. It helps with texture, so if you've got open pores, it helps with that too. And if you've got pigmentation, hyperpigmentation, it does also help with that as well. But I go into a lot more detail in the niacinamide video. But for the purposes of this video, go and buy that product. The next product on the list is their BHA Exfoliating Serum. Again, I am very happy with this product. It's got 2% salicylic acid in it. It's got no fragrance, no irritants. It's got green tea extract, which is an antioxidant, but it's also a soother for the skin. It's also got glycerin in it too, which is a humectant, which means it holds water in the epidermis. So I really like this exfoliator. Again, I would say this is a one to keep and one to buy. The next one is their AHA, which is 10% lactic acid. Now, lactic acid is an AHA, it's an alpha hydroxy acid. And I tend to be very cautious, to be honest, when it comes to AHAs and skin of color, because I've just seen a lot of burns with it. I would say 10% is too high for everybody with skin of color. I mean, some people are going to be fine, but there are going to be a lot of people who are going to struggle with this product. I would say maximum 5% because I don't want you to have any redness, inflammation, burns, peeling, irritation, which can happen at about 10% lactic acid. So I do think it's a little bit too much. I would have preferred this formulation to be at 5%, and maybe they might reformulate later and create a 5% version, but at 10%, I'd probably say avoid and stick with their BHA. It's much better. So the next product is their White Lotus Oil-Free Moisturiser. I started off liking this product. So it starts off with niacinamide, which I've already discussed is a very good ingredient. It's also got hydration such as glycerin. It's got betaine and sodium hyaluronate too, which is a cousin of hyaluronic acid. So at that point, it's great. So the downside of this product is that they have essential oils, and essential oils can actually be up to 60 different substances. This is a volatile part of the plant, and people get confused because they think that it can be antibacterial or anti-inflammatory. The problem is it actually causes more damage than good. And so it's something that you need to avoid when it comes to skincare. So essential oils can actually damage the skin. And the skin is actually very good at hiding irritation and hiding damage because you can't actually see free radicals in the skin. These are invisible things happening below the skin, but it leads to premature aging. So you need to take care that you're avoiding that in the first place. And the two that they've got in there is patchouli oil and geranium oil, which are actually two of the worst. So unfortunately, I had high hopes for this product because I like some of the other products in the brand, but I think they let themselves down at that point. So moving on to their next product, which is Rose Hip Oil. And again, I went in with high hopes, and it's actually a decent formula until a certain point. So it starts off with hydrating ingredients such as glycerin, hyaluronic acid. It's also got niacinamide, so it's brilliant at that point. It's also got allantoin, green tea extract, and panthenol, which are all anti-inflammatories and also very good for skin of color. But guess what? They added essential oil. And so they just made this product. They went from being a great product to being not a good product. And I just would save your money and I just wouldn't purchase this particular product. But ending on a positive note, which is what I love to do, their Condola Oat Cream is fantastic. I would definitely recommend this if you have dry skin. It's hydrating, it's anti-inflammatory, there's no fragrance, there's no irritants in it. It is just overall an excellent product. If you have dry skin, you get dermatitis or eczema, this is a good product. So I love it when I find products that are good for skin of color. But it's actually interesting to note because I assumed if a product's been made in India, then it'll be good for Indian skin. But actually that's not the case. And I think there's a big misconception where you even go to see an Indian doctor or a doctor with skin of color and you think, oh, they're gonna understand my skin. But actually we're not born with this knowledge. I wasn't born with this knowledge. I had to study skin of color. So I studied medicine, physiology, pharmacology, and cosmetic science for skin of color. So I had to go down a very difficult path to acquire the knowledge that I have. And me just being brown doesn't mean that I know what's good for brown skin. It was just actually quite interesting for me. And I'm going to do a few more brands for India. I've already done Dr. Sheth's, and I'm doing Re-Equal as well. If there's any other brands that you want me to do for actually different countries as well, I want to make sure that I'm covering skin of color globally. You may not have these brands, you may not have the ordinary that we have in the Western world. You tell me what you've got and I'm going to make those videos for you. So just write down below for me which country you're from and which are your top brands that are affordable, that are medicated, that have actives in them. Also, don't forget to download your free guide for skin of color so that you know all the best ingredients for your skin. And the link is down below. And also don't forget, I'm in the comment section for 1 hour from the launch of every video. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so I can answer you in real time, because I right now am launching 5 videos a week. and I'm struggling to answer comments from, a week ago. So at least if I know for that 1 hour I'm committing myself to you and I'm there for you, then we can answer questions in real time. Thank you very much for listening.